Hi, Mara here. A little something I wanted to share today is about the near misses in our lives, these situations that occur, maybe near accidents, endings of something in our lives, or something that is a meeting point where an old reality meets a future reality, and there is an immediate schism. There's an immediate cut through the realities in order to make a new choice point. And it's a place where there could be numerous or multiple potential outcomes in that moment, depending upon your chosen action in that moment. And how that's the point of creation, really. It's the creation of a new reality within your own life or within yourself. I think these things happen more than we realize or even acknowledge in our lives. For me, yesterday, I'm driving along on a country road thinking I'm mindful, and then I meet an oncoming car and have an instant flash of a potential unraveling of a timeline where I do have that crash and it's catastrophic. But just after that flash, I was able to make the quick recovery on the road, that I was able to avoid that oncoming car and that potential reality transpiring. And I know that's quite a dramatic example of timeline crossing, but someone I had written on my Facebook page about this event yesterday, and I spoke to timelines, and there was a question from one or two people on what that meant and what I meant by that. So that's just clarifying that these choice points, they are soul oriented in nature, I suppose, and it's really a case of personal perception whether you believe in this kind of interface with different realities. I certainly do. I've had a lot of these synchronistic adjustments happen in my own life that I have come to trust them and to see them for what they are. And it's like, for me anyway, how I felt about what happened to me yesterday with the car. I felt it was my soul jolting me to make a choice, to make a new choice. And it needed to be dramatic in order to wake me up, in order to snap me out of the current line of thought or pathway that I was walking down within myself, a trajectory that was not probably for my highest good, although I wasn't wholly conscious of where that was going to lead. And it was nothing in particular, but it was like a universal jolt of wake up. And thank Source, thank the heavens that it was not worse than that, that I didn't have to go to the full expression of that, to have a horrible accident, and to learn the lesson and to receive the wake-up call and the medicine that jolt was bringing me. Yeah, so it's just a reflection to pay attention to where you are in your life, and to pay attention to the unlived or unexpressed parts of you. And for me, being truthful in where I'm at in my own life, it has been a very challenging few years of being in a very different space, being in a grieving portal, being in a space of really questioning the fundamental foundations of my life in every respect, and asking the question, do I still want to consciously show up for the fullness of myself, or for the higher purpose that I as a soul chose to be here for? And of course I do. just by any of us being here and breathing and waking up in the morning and participating in life genuinely and authentically, that is you fulfilling your sacred mission. And this is me fulfilling my sacred mission just by being authentic and being able to live the emotions and live the experiences that I'm living through in the ways that I do. But there's also an underlying suppression, I suppose, of a greater burning or yearning in my soul, and it's something that's been numbed out a little bit with the shadow and the heaviness of losing my father and multiple people in my life in the last few years. So yes, so in comes the universe, in comes orchestrations that the logical, linear mind can never make sense of. Why certain things that happen at certain moments, why accidents happen and setbacks, and great, amazing things come into our pathways at certain times when we're ready for a new choice point, a new timeline, the evolution or rollout of a new timeline. So I certainly got the message yesterday, and it wasn't just the one message, and they normally come in maybe pairs or triplets. You might have these jolts coming in various forms, subtle and not so subtle. And it's always good to be that in tune with yourself that you are able to maybe receive the awareness and the awakening of the readjustment that's needed in your life from the first go or the second go, because otherwise the knocks, they come louder and may become harder, and the fall may be even greater. So yeah, I'm grateful for these reminders from my spirit and from Source, for me to readjust and to really take a look and make another choice. Another choice that's reflective of my true soul's expression in the world. So yeah, I'm grateful for the subtle jolts. I see it akin to lightning medicine. It's like that electrical jolt of energy that comes down and hits the earth and goes boom and moves through the body and all the cells and the electrical points in the body, awakening and opening and just activating the places that weren't receiving the message. So that's how I feel this happens. And I know, even going deeper into that, a lot of people who've had near-death experiences and have gone fully out of the body and across to the other side for a time, a lot of those people come back very, very changed, if they come back. So I'm saying that, maybe don't let it go to that extreme unless your soul is calling that forth. And if so, well then that's part of your journey as a being. Yeah, so I feel propelled to share this right now because I see this happening with a lot of people at the moment. I think so many have been shrouded in chaos and fear, and there's so much fear perpetuated in our world right now. And anytime you plug into media, there'll be subliminal frequencies of fear being fed through to keep you in chaos and to keep you joggled and muddled and out of yourself. So this, even just receiving this right now, can be an invitation to come back in and to unplug from fear, to unplug from anything that is diverting. Anything that's diverting or rediverting your energy into places or timelines or situations that are no longer for you, that may be in fact suppressing your life force energy and bringing you down a pathway of potentially no return. Yeah, I don't want to leave it on that catastrophic note, but it is time. It is a time of waking up, of many of us receiving the message to stand up, to rise up, to break through any inner resistance in ourselves towards showing up for ourselves. Because if we do not show up for ourselves and deal with the inner realms of our true essence and the things that are blocking us from being fully alive, well then that is not reflected to us in the outer world, and we cannot show up for the outer world. We cannot be or stand up for humanity, for the earth, any causes that are dear to our hearts, without it starting from here. So I'm in the midst of that, and this is one of many. I've had many wake-up calls like this through the years, many ticking bombs that have gone off, sometimes happening in the physical, where I was caught up in a crazy situation in London, which was actually part of me really waking up and going through a massive Kundalini awakening back in 2006. So yeah, it would be great if you didn't have to receive the big push, but then sometimes these big pushes help catalyze massive shift. So yeah, just listening and listening to the whispers from our soul before they become, incessantly loud and volatile with those messages. So yeah. Wishing for you great smoothness, for anyone who listens to this, that smoothness in transition and the courage to meet the new parts of self, even when the old is dying away and you're in a limbo state. I think there's so much in that liminal fluid state, so much compost for the next level and the meeting of your future self. Go well.